So these are my cheapo Amazon ones that I got. These are like 27 bucks. They're pretty crazy though, because they do have a pixel type connection, which is like that. If you know, you know. It's only like 27 bucks for these ones. Pretty impressive. They only have 3 settings though. You can't really see because it's daytime. It does full rainbow, and then it does this glow and the super blinky. That's pretty much it. But they are great little training tools. For 30 bucks you get 2 aluminum hilts and moderately durable polycarbonate blades. But my reasoning behind coming out today was more so to do a couple drills. Really show you some of the ones I like. And as always, you can always find a stick somewhere out here. Get yourself a stick. Just don't break a live tree. Get a dead stick. And stainless said stick. But yeah, lightsaber training. So with our strikes 1 and 2, obviously we've done our feet shoulder width, and then whatever your dominant hand is, take a half step back. Finding comfy there, and then we're going to go over our strike 1 and strike 2. So with our dominant hand, I'm going to put that up top, go from the top all the way to the bottom opposite hip. We're just going to overemphasize this part for right now. Strike 2, over our opposite shoulder, then to our same side hip. I'm going to restart. Top, down to bottom. Top above the opposite shoulder, down to bottom. Up above my shoulder, down to bottom. Up top above my shoulder, down to bottom. One more. Up top, straight down, making an X in front. Straight 2, coming down, making that X. You see that X right there? So strike 1, boop, top to bottom, and 2, top to bottom. So from this side, same thing, shoulder width, half step back, find comfy. And then top above my dominant hand shoulder, down to my opposite hip. That's strike 1, striking down. And we're not pointing the blade. We want to strike. Utilize the blade. And then for our opposite hand, number 2, we go above our opposite shoulder, down like so. Number 2. So again, 1 and 2 together. Top shoulder, hip, top shoulder, hip. And when you speed it up a little bit, when you get more comfortable with it, it becomes a lot more neat. And you can get it tighter so that over time you can actually get it like really tight. Anyway, so that's strike 1 and 2. Top shoulder, hip, top shoulder, hip. 1 and 2. And I really like teaching those first because in the flow community, they have really pretty stuff all over the place. But they do a figure 8 that's really big. And I think about just using like a giant marker and you're drawing a really big circle in front of you, right? And then when we reach noon, we're actually going to start drawing a circle behind it. So I'll go a little more in depth. So figure 8 that way gets really big. So we'll cover that real quick. So for that one, we're going to be at shoulder width, and I'll face straight towards you for the beginning. So we're going to use our strike 1 and then strike 2 in this, just at our side. So for our figure 8, we're going to use that strike 1 to come in front of our body. And that's when we're going to draw that really big circle. When we get up to noon, that's when we're going to use our strike 2. And then that's going to lead us all the way in to this circle behind us. And it's all the way behind us. Drawing that big circle. I haven't stretched today. Go in front of our body. Big circle. And then we're doing that stretch too. So we do that big circle. Stretch it out. Then right here, see how I'm set up for that strike one? And that leads me right into this big circle. Striking down. Big circle behind. And more smoothly, this looks like, yeah, from the side, what I was talking about with, again, side twin. So I do my strike one, and I'm just drawing a big circle. When I get up to me, above me, then I want to do a strike two. Naturally behind me. And then guess what? I'm going to naturally want to do a strike one and go back in front. Naturally, the body will adjust. So when you combine the two, you can get some real grand looking strikes. Because you can learn how to extend a little bit more. Anyway, that's the importance of strikes 1 and 2. And if it's opposite hand, if you're left hand dominant, it's the exact same thing, just opposite. You're still going to be above dominant hand, to opposite shoulder, above dominant hand, to opposite shoulder, and then you can do the same figure eights this way. Train both hands. Train both hands. And yeah, that's a good start. But the main part behind those ones and the big one is that over time you want to be able to kind of combine the two throughout. Because the hardest thing for me that I never really trained was out of discipline, getting in front of and behind the body like we were with that big circle, but tightening it down to where nothing else moves other than pretty much my wrist. It's harder with a shorter saber, but you're using momentum and weight and a loose grip to allow the saber to kind of move wherever it likes. But this is a forward figure eight, so out of distance. It's a lot easier with a staff. So you can see a little bit easier. Right at. Okay. So, that's the forward figure eight. Inside and outside of the body. Inside and outside of the body. And again, you can keep it real tight like that, or you can bring it all the way up into those big circles, or real tight like this, or all the way up into these really big circles, or a mixture combination of both. Anything you do with your right hand, do with your left hand. So our forward figure eight, over time, we want to get it tight too. That's the main point. And once you gain the concept, train this over and over and over and over and over again. This is how you'll improve. And be kind to yourself. Injuries happen. Move with your injury. Don't overdo it. Reverse figure eight. So we started with the straights 1 and 2. Top, bottom, top to bottom. 1 and 2. So that's to get into our forward figure eight, right? Now, we also want to learn our reverse figure eight, like so. In order to do that, we're going to do the exact opposite of what we just learned. So instead of going from top to bottom, we're going from bottom to top. Again, I'm overemphasizing stuff just so you kind of get it. I like using the strikes first because it's a lot easier to imagine a slash upward than trying to circle backwards to my brain for some reason. Anyway, so strikes 1 and 2 would be strike 1 is up from bottom to top. Strike 2 would be bottom to top. So the opposite of what you're doing. The idea is that through those two circles. The idea is that over time, it's making the reverse circle. Make sense? The forward goes forward. That's the forward circle. Reverse makes a reverse. Reverse makes a reverse circle. So, striking from bottom to top, bottom to top. And when we're doing that, over time, we learn that big circle, which is in front of and behind the body. And again, with strike, so we can remember that we have to go all the way down. Coming back up with another strike, all the way back. See what I'm saying? But if you point like that, I think it looks prettier with the combination of both. Each his own. And a really good reason to learn both the forward and reverse is because when you move, it changes everything. So you're doing forward, and then you take a step. Step back into forward. And that works whether you have one prop, two prop. Yeah, it really helps with gaining the concept of in front and behind your body, or inside and outside. Inside, outside. The circle's going to be on the outside. Planes, I'll touch on it real quick, and I think I'm going to call it good on this one. But planes is pretty much, you're on a railroad track, but there's a railroad track that goes this way, which would be like walking this way. And then there's a railroad track that goes this way, and it's moving along your side. That makes sense? So a lot of the stuff, it looks very different depending on whether I'm doing a strike this way or a strike this way, or any of the other angles in fighting. With performance, I want my big circles, all my pretty stuff, to be facing towards the camera. And if I do that same type of thing, it doesn't look the same, because you're looking at it different. So that's the two planes that matter, I guess, is the straightforward and then the sides. Again, so some drills. I'm going to do 5 forward, big ones, 5 forward, little ones. So again, feet shoulder width, dominant hand, dominant foot, half step back, find comfy, and then we're going to do this, down to the hip, and back across, that's 1. Okay. Shoulder, and have your arm up, or here. I think that this is a bad training star to have, personally, because it's really hard to get your arm to move after it's gotten comfy of not being hit. So, if you can, try and move with your prop so that you don't get stuck. Feet, top to back, top to bottom. And remember, if you can do it slow, you can do it fast. And do that one more time. Top, bottom, top, to bottom. Up, bottom, up, bottom. Up, bottom, up, bottom. Smooth it. Smooth it. then do that with the reverse also. So if you want to start from your right side, make a swinger baseball bat kind of, but you're swinging it up. There's one. And two. Yep. I guess that's better. The idea is, main point is you're striking up. Strike up from this. And strike. So, one, all the way back, striking upward, two, coming all the way back, striking upward, four, five. Train those a lot, like a lot. And then do it some more. Okay, so let's give the tighter ones a go. So we're going to do the forward first. So we're going on the inside and outside. I will say that if you have a longer stick or you have a longer stick or a heavier stick or a heavier weight at one end, it'll make it a lot easier. So you want it to be able to fall on the inside, left of your body, and on the outside, behind your body. So that, and then all I'm doing is a little bit push up with my thumb. Most of it is done by the momentum of the stick. And that top end falls on the inside. I'm loose on my grip until I tighten it. So I'm going to make it tight for a split second. So, inside of the body, outside of the body. Inside of the body, outside of the body. Inside of the body, outside of the body. Inside of the body, letting it fall outside. Know what I mean? I will say, I really enjoy training with staff, almost more, because it's more challenging. Because you hit yourself. But it also helps to really understand the in front and behind the body. So, because with this, I can understand the momentum. It's got equal weight on either side. It's not crazy with the hill fall heavy and the light plastic blade. Anyway, these, if you can, inside, outside, get a stick. Maybe that was it. Maybe that's straight to the table. Inside and outside of the body. Yeah. I think as far as get outside or inside, I don't know. Get moving. Touch your toes. Smack your shins. You'll be alright. Train hard, train smart. Spread love everywhere you go. And if you drop something, don't forget to pick it up.